I understand in the book where this changed for you.
Yeah.
That you knew you wanted to leave big law,
Yeah.
and sort of go out on your own. But I'm actually curious. So for anybody that's listening to this,
Yeah.
that is like, all this stuff sounds appealing to me, but I'm kind of comfortable. I want people to be able to identify with this in an anecdotal way. So
Yeah.
can you tell me about your experience on when you knew, like, I'm done with this. I have to go out on my own, and I have to get started. And others that you've heard about too, like
Yeah.
other people who have joined the new law business model.
Yeah.
What's the catalyst that people can identify with?
Yeah. Well, for me, the catalyst was that I was sitting in a Women in Business Chamber of Commerce event. And I was at that event because I had decided, I knew I was unhappy at the big law firm. And it was so hard to be unhappy because I was in a job that, hundreds of thousands of lawyers would kill for. And so I spent a lot of time in my head beating myself up for how unhappy I was. And, oh, Alexis, why can't you just be happy? You're making six figures and any other lawyer would kill for this job. But I was commuting an hour each way. I was leaving my daughter at home sleeping in the morning. And then I got home, at night by 7, 8 o'clock at night. And yes, I was making this six-figure paycheck, but after taxes and insurance and the 401k plan and the mortgage, I was still angry at my husband for his daily Starbucks intake, and felt as if we had no money. And I was probably 28 years old, and I had done everything right by all of the standards of the rules I was following. But I looked down the road at my life 10, 15, 20 years into the future, and I was really depressed of oh my God, I made the wrong choice. Oh my God, I made the wrong choice. What am I going to do? What am I going to do? And I felt, more than anything, I felt so lonely. I felt so alone because none of the other associates that I was working with, other than this one guy, had children. So I'm different there. None of the stay-at-home moms, in my community worked. So I'm alone there. And I decided that, okay. I got to keep my job. I can't quit because I'm the breadwinner and I have the job that everybody would want. So I'm going to figure out how to make this work. And I am going to see if I can just get my own clients at this law firm that I work at. Maybe that will make me happy. Maybe if I am getting my own clients, and I was doing a lot of nonprofit work back then, and the firm was supporting me to do nonprofit work, which felt good. And maybe if I get my own clients, that'll feel good. So I go to this Women in Business Chamber event in my own community, because great, I'll serve clients in my community. And I had taken out this little business card ad in the brochure, and it, literally just said my name and wills and trusts or something. Those don't work, by the way. Don't do that. And and I'm sitting there in this event, and this woman gets on stage, and she is talking about her business. Really, what she was talking about was branding. She's talking about branding. I didn't hear a word she said about branding. All I heard her say is, I work from home. I work with only clients I love to serve. I'm able to be home when my son gets home from school. I love my life as a business owner. And in my mind, I'm thinking, what? Wait, I want that. What is this thing? What is this thing? I can be a business owner? That had never entered my mind. Now, remember, this is literally 20 years ago now. And today, I think I believe everybody knows that they can be in business for themselves. But back then, that really was not on my menu of options. And so that was the beginning of realizing, that is something. But I still didn't know it at that point. What I did is I bought her book. And this is why I'm so excited that I wrote this book, because I know that things that people read in the book are going to open their eyes to new possibilities in the way that me reading that book back then opened my eyes to new possibilities. So I read her book with the hopes of figuring out what I could do to have what she had. I'll have what she's having. If she can do it, I can do it. It was a huge mantra of mine. So I got the book. I ended up finding out she had hired a coach. Back then, coaching was super weird, but I found her coach. I made the decision to hire the coach. You read all about this in the book. And I began to change my life. I began to make the decisions that would lead to me even being able to have the self-belief that was necessary to say, I can start my own business. And then, as you'll read in the book, there was like kind of a near-death type experience that led me to say, okay, I can't stay in this reality any longer. Life is too short. I need to do what I'm going to do, even though I'm super terrified. And, one thing that I guess I want to say about that as well, Nick, is in my experience, the terror doesn't go away. I'm still terrified today. And in fact, that is how I know I'm on the right path in my life and business. If I don't have some amount of fear running in my system, I'm probably being complacent and staying in my comfort zone and not growing. Now, having said that, I am very much working on recognizing that I don't need to be pushed by fear. I can instead be pulled by desire. In fact, my word for this year is desire. You know how we do words for the year? Some people do. I do. So my word for this year is desire. Yeah. But what I have recognized for me is that I actually desire to live my life on that edge of fear, because that's where life is exciting.